Good evening. Welcome to Tactical Talk with Mad Dog Armory. I am your host, Jillian, and your other host?
I'm Shad.
We practiced that.
Yay!
Yay! So Shad and Jillian with Mad Dog Armory.
I know my name. Yay!
Yes. It's a good day.
Good.
It is a good day. Very nice. Appropriately done. Again, thanks for joining us on Tactical Talk. We are very excited to be here. We are a streaming show, and we're people, maybe a little off today. We are very excited to be here and bring you Tactical Talk. We are an firearm industry-related show. So we were very excited when WeBeam came to us and wanted a gun show with brains. I mean, it's hovering over me. It's really
Where's
bad.
the lizard?
I need to slap it. There's okay. Moving on. We were very excited when WeBeam came to us. We're looking for the brains and the beauty. So I knew I had the brains part down. So brought Shad along, and here we are, Tactical Talk. So Shad and I are the owners, and by the way, we are on every Friday.
At what time?
At 6 p.m. from 6 to 7. So please join us, like us, subscribe, go to our YouTube channel, Facebook.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell, set a reminder.
Look.
Yep, right on your screen.
Okay, what the hell are you talking about there?
Right, I know. I was just talking to Rob about that.
Story of my life.
I was just talking to Rob about this.
Yeah.
Those little screenshots of each show, they're actually quite comical. So definitely check out our previous shows. But follow us on social media. We would love for you to share our show. We want to get the word out there. That we're censored a lot, and this allows us to share some industry news, new products. We do a lot of reviews and talk about cool shit. So,
and thank you for communicating with us, because we've actually had a couple people reach out to us about some gun show ideas.
Yes.
So we are getting them, and we will be doing them. So I don't necessarily want to give anything away on what some potential new shows or future shows are going to be. Ghost guns, but just kind of
ghost guns, yeah. What?
What? Ghost 2?
Yes, we will absolutely be doing that. So we do appreciate information you can give us on some topics that you're interested in. Tactical Talk at mdarmory.com is the email. Yep. And it was just up on your screen. So feel free to email us or message us during the show. Yep. We actually had somebody that you were messaging on the last show. We don't always get to see it live, clearly. Because
we do tape this.
Well, it's live taping, but...
Kind of, yeah. There's no break. There's no, yeah. Clearly, we don't edit a thing.
No, we don't edit. We probably need to, but we don't. Okay, so back on track. Our Second Amendment is under attack. And constantly. Yep. So we do need your support. So please share, like, subscribe, all that stuff, like I said. Okay. So a little bit about Mad Dog Armory. Shad is wearing a Mad Dog Armory shirt as well. I'm so proud of him. Sometimes he doesn't. So Mad Dog Armory is a retail store and training location that we have. We have two, actually, locations. Stores. Mad Dog Armory believes in your Second Amendment rights. We are located in Largo, Florida, and Tampa Bay, Tampa, Florida, in the Tampa Bay area. So if you're watching us from not in the general area of Tampa Bay, that is where we're located.
And if you ever come down to visit, come by and say hi.
Yes, absolutely. We're, the South Tampa location is pretty close to the airport, the main airport, Tampa. So,
and then our other location is not far from the beaches. Yes. So when you come out to see our lovely beaches, over in Indian Rocks, Indian Shores, Clearwater, Madeira Beach, St. Pete Beach, all sorts, son of a beach. All sorts of beaches.
There's so many beaches. Yeah, we really do have great beaches.
Absolutely phenomenal.
So we do live in paradise. So definitely our Largo location is very close to the beach. You're correct. And then the South Tampa location is more like the city, downtown.
Like the city.
Yeah. I mean, you guys call it a city, but it's pretty funny.
She's used to New York City.
Yeah. So, well, back in the day, New York City, not now New York City.
But in compared to New York City, yes, it's quite tiny.
Yes, but it's still fantastic. Great place to live. Great place to have a business. Florida is the gunshine state, if you haven't heard that before. So we are in the right place to do shows like this and own our stores. So
sure enough.
We appreciate your business. If you've been in our shops, definitely let us know how you liked it. and how you, of course, were treated, because we treat everybody the same, whether you're a beginner to advanced. We're very passionate about education. No matter your skill level, whatever you need, we are super passionate about education.
Yes.
Cool.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks. Yeah. All right, so today's show, we did bring in, and there is some training on your screen that we do, but we, like I said, beginner to advanced. All right, so today's show number 14, pretty awesome. We're going to talk about these guys that are here on the table. So 1911s, Browning High Powers, 2011s, and then some carry guns that are very similar to the 1911 style. I'm not quite sure if they're specifically 1911s, but they're very similar in the way that they're made and the way that they function, but they're in a compact version, so you can carry them. So we'll kind of talk about those a little bit and break those down for you. I'm a big fan of the 1911.
Love you use some 45.
Yes, so I wanted to kind of chat about that today. We'll also have Shad's new segment, New Shit with Shad. Hopefully we'll have time for that. So that was fun last week. And if there's something that you viewers and listeners want to have Shad go over, something you've heard about that's coming up in the industry, definitely, again, reach out to us. We're all about, keeping us interactive with you guys. I also wanted to mention that we're looking for a sponsor, potentially. So if you own a business or you know somebody that owns a business that would like to sponsor us in the industry.
That's related to our industry.
Industry related. There are a few companies that I'm talking to now, but as we kind of promote a lot of companies without, them even knowing about it.
Freebies.
So when you do share our posts and our videos, definitely tag those companies like Smith & Wesson and Dead Air. We do a lot of Dead Air stuff for silencers.
Very happy with their stuff.
The Guardian, American Guardians with the Smith & Wesson program. We've talked about USCCA. I should probably talk to Rob about coming on. And so, we're excited about that, and we'd love to have somebody kind of, sponsor us. So if you know anybody that's interested in that, that'd be great. All right, last week's show was really good, and then as soon as I left, I lost my voice. I had laryngitis for a week. So it's back, thank goodness.
It was a week of bliss.
Yeah, right? I know. We went to a wedding on Saturday, and I was like, I was whispering to everybody. And I was getting so frustrated because I was trying to talk. If you couldn't tell, I like to talk. And it was very difficult. So I'd whisper to him, like, tell them this. And he wouldn't say it. And I'm like, tell them it. And he's like, oh, now I have to be your ventriloquist, that I have to talk for you. And I'm like, yes, you have to tell them this.
It
was really frustrating.
It was funny. But I mean, in order for your voice to get better, you kind of had to
rest it.
Rest it a little bit. So,
But that was a great wedding too. That was super fun. So last week's show was about gun slang. So that was kind of fun. Initialisms, synonyms, different things that you might hear guns called, or different things having to do with the gun industry that people say that you might not know what it means. Different initials, we went over that different stuff. FMJ, ACP, different things that you might hear that you don't know. The Picatinny rails, and so we did that. So go back and watch.
Weaver, stuff like that.
So that show was super fun and very informative. So definitely go back to that. That was episode 13. So they're available for you to rewatch at any time, whenever you're ready.
But we did run a little short, and there was something that you wanted to talk about. I think you wanted to talk about
my car, my new car. Yes,
her
I definitely.
New car, I think, right?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Well. Yeah, I came across this car and I thought it was fantastic. So I was trying to get to it and we ran out of time last week. So I found my new car. This is definitely what I want. So Rob, if you can put up a picture of...
Oh, wow.
There it is. Boom, baby.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What the
There it is. It's a Vespa 150 tap, and it carries a recoilless rifle. I mean, look at that baby. I mean, can't you picture me going down the street in that?
What's the top speed of that thing? Like 2?
Let's see. Taking down enemies have never been more fashionable. With the emergence of this Vespa 150 tap, the Italian scooter was transformed into a military weapon.
Wow. I don't think I've wanted a Vespa more.
Looks can be deceiving.
Look at the spare tire.
I mean, it might be the greatest.
And you got 6
thing.
shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
The scooter's heavy, it says. It's a little heavy.
Jesus.
So good thing my legs are strong because I'm going to have to hold that baby up. But I am down for that vehicle. I mean, I would go to work on that.
I don't think there's rush hour
gas
traffic
mileage?
for that. Oh, yeah. And rush hour traffic? None.
I mean, with gas prices the way they are, I mean, it would be fantastic.
It'd be like parting of the Red Sea with that thing.
See me coming down. I mean, it's really great. Yeah. And then just like, it would relieve so much stress from me. Oh. Because when I come up behind somebody, you know, in the left lane, we've talked about this before, drivers. Hello, if I pass you on the right, you're a moron. I shouldn't be passing you on the right. So if I come up behind somebody and they see that in their rear view, maybe they'll move over.
So would we have to get you like an air horn for that thing? So you
like a truck horn?
A train horn?
A train horn.
Or a truck horn, you know, it's not, you know, anyway. But
train for sure, yeah. Well, the truck horns are cool too, that like, semis. You know, when you were driving.
It's not really a truck, it's a semi.
Okay.
Same.
Truck, semi, same thing. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for bringing that up because I wanted to touch on that because I thought it was so cool. And
I didn't know what it was, so it was kind of news to me. So that's funny.
I wanted to get that real reaction, so that was fun. All right, cool. So also coming up, people all over the world are celebrating Special Forces Day or Armed Forces Day, and that's going to be on Saturday. So tomorrow, and so we want to just mention that because we are very excited about celebrating our military. We have active military members of our family as well as retired veterans.
Yes.
The colonel, retired colonel.
Yes. Oh no. It's you can have a very easy Freudian slip with retired. So, and I was just waiting to see if the Freudian slip came out.
No,
it didn't.
Right. Okay, so Armed Forces Day.
We also have not just the colonel, but my brother as well.
Sure.
So he's retired as well.
Yes.
So, yes. But he wasn't a colonel.
He was not a colonel, no.
He was just a J.
Yes, just a J. He was Army?
Army.
Yeah. So we have Army, Air Force, and Navy all in our immediate family.
Immediate family. And then I had several cousins that were Marines. So Brad and Bart.
Yes.
Both Marines.
Very cool.
Yep.
So thank you for your service. We celebrate you every day, but especially on Saturday. I know our stores are having a pretty big sale going on. It's like 15% off everything in the stores or something like that. I don't know. I probably should have read it.
Yeah, probably.
But
the email went out.
If you're part of our, what?
The email went out.
The email went out.
We did send out an email.
Yeah.
So.
And if you're not part of our, you haven't subscribed on our website, definitely visit mdarmory.com. Click the subscribe button. Is it subscribe or get the newsletter? Yeah. So sign up for the newsletter. And what that does is it puts you in our pool of people that we send those specials out to.
Our email list. So we'll send stuff out to you. We do not sell the list. It does not go to anybody other than us.
No, we are very much against selling the list. We don't spam you. I sign up for a competitor emails just to kind of see what's going on as a business owner and seeing what's going on with other people. And there's one store that literally emails every single day, sometimes twice a day.
Wow.
And I haven't unsubscribed. Like Matt, I was talking to one of our employees about it, and he said, I unsubscribed. I can't take it. And I'm like, a lot of people are going to do that. You don't want to be spammed by people. So we don't do that. So definitely
it's trying to find a happy medium though, right? Because I mean, how much is too much and how little is too little?
Right.
Because ultimately we are still a business. We are trying to get some information out there. So it could be kind of tough of trying to find that happy medium.
Yeah, we have to stay relevant, but we don't want to spam people.
Exactly.
So, so we're working with, we have somebody specifically that works for us that, handles all that. So we've had a few conversations about different things to do. And he just posted something. If you don't follow us on social media, definitely do that as well on Facebook yesterday about our Magpul display. Because we recently had our Magpul rep come out and he kind of reworked our area of Magpul, and it looks pretty phenomenal, just with the really signage and just the way he placed the products and things like that. So, so we have a really great selection of Magpul products in both stores, and he posted that, so that was pretty cool. So try to keep things, informative but not overbearing. So cool. All right, so back to the show. So Armed Forces Day was created in 1949 by Harry Truman. Fun fact.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Good old Harry.
Good old Harry.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's get to guns.
Woohoo.
Ready?
Okay.
All right, let's do it. All right, so the guns that we brought with us today are a little bit of a variety here, but mostly 1911s or 1911 style. So we brought the 1911 Colt Commander, and now Commander has to do with the length of the barrel, correct?
So technically that's not a Commander.
Okay.
So that is a government. So, and
it literally says Commander on the slide.
It's a 5-inch barrel.
Okay.
So 4 1/4 inch.
Okay.
4 1/4 inch is going to be your commander size. Your 3-inch is going to 3.5 inch is going to be your officer size, and then your government is 5-inch.
Okay.
And
so it lied.
That is a 5-inch.
So Colt actually lied on the gun. Yes. Okay.
So yeah.
So Colt is the classic 1911, right? And so we definitely wanted to bring one of those today.
So the 1911 was actually designed by Browning.
Yes.
So, but he designed it for Colt.
Correct. John Browning.
John Browning. Yep.
Good old John.
Hey,
Johnny boy.
He made everybody equal, for sure. I mean, he has the Browning High Power, which is another gun that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, the 1911. So it was originally created when?
1911.
Wait, what?
Yes, in the year 1911.
Yeah.
That's where it got its name. The government was looking for a reliable man-stopper to replace the wimpy 38 caliber pistols that were in service. I'm assuming revolvers.
Yes.
38 caliber would be a revolver.
Yep.
So it looks like they were carrying revolvers back in the day, right? 1911. In the year 1911,
Correct.
they were carrying revolvers, which has limited capacity.
Yeah.
And
again, stopping power. They were looking for something a little bigger. Yeah, and obviously the 45 ACP was created at that point as well. Automatic Colt pistol
ACP
cartridge, which I think we hit on last week. Right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
But anyway, so it was created in 1911. It was used a little bit in World War I, right? Not as much, just for the fact that it was relatively new during that time period.
Yes.
But it really, really was used a lot in World War II. So
Yes.
a lot more so than World War I.
And the 1911 is usually a single stack, at least from what I knew. I guess when we were doing research, we just learned that there are a couple, well, we didn't just learn, we kind of knew it, but there's some double stacks available. But the classic 1911 is going to be a single stack, 7, 8 rounds, 9, 7, 8, 9.
So it depends on what it's chambered in.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, so its classic styling is 45 ACP. It's single stack. It is a single action only gun. So we'll hit on that real quick, I guess.
Yes, let's talk about that. Single action, double action, that's something that you hear a lot.
Yeah.
And many people might not know what that is and why it's a single action, double action, or it could be both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It can do both.
Yeah.
So,
so you'll hear the term DASA, which is double action, single action. You'll hear single action only.
Yep.
So, and in this instance, it's single action only, and what that means is, in this particular instance, we have the gun. I'm going to just verify clear. So, right now, hammer's back, and see if I can do this a little backwards. So, in this particular instance, hammer is down. I can't pull the trigger. It just flat out doesn't allow me to do
Hammer's
that.
up.
Sorry, thank you.
Yep.
Hammer's up, not down. But I can't pull the trigger. So, because a single action, the only thing the trigger does is releases the hammer.
Right.
So the hammer has to be back in order for the gun to go off.
Right.
On a semi-automatic, it makes it very simple because you need to load it. So in order to load it, you have to pull the slide back. So in doing so, it pulls the hammer back.
Right.
Now, with this particular style gun, what they did is they included what they call a backstrap safety or a beaver tail safety. And this little area needs to be engaged in order to be able to pull the trigger. We also have a active safety.
Manual safety.
The manual safety. So on some, it'll be on both sides. So on this one, it's
ambidextrous. Yep.
Exactly. So this is what we call cocked and locked. And this giggles every time.
Nailed it.
So in the cocked and locked position, this is how you're supposed to carry the gun. One in the chamber, it's ready to go. So ultimately, you pull the gun out, safety off, pull trigger, go bang.
Right.
So right now, safety off. If I try to pull the trigger, I can't because ultimately I don't have the
backstrap
engagement.
Safety. Yeah.
So ultimately I'm able to engage it. We did verify this was clear. bang, boom.
Yes.
So single action only.
Yes. There you go.
So, double action, real quick, just means that you can pull the trigger back and it's going to pull the hammer back. It does two things, hence double action. It pulls it back and releases it.
Correct. Are any of these
double actions? No.
Okay. And 1911s are usually...
They're all single action only.
They're all single action. Okay, cool.
Then you get into stuff that looks similar, like Sig makes the Sig P 226, 220, 229, which are kind of based off of this to a certain extent. But they do double action and single action. They have both variants of the guns. But nonetheless. But 1911s, your Browning high powers and your small compact guys are all going to be single action only.
Correct. Cool. Awesome. So there are a lot of integrated safeties and different mechanisms that they made to keep it safe, with the backstrap safety, with the external safety. There's a lot of things that that help out, I guess, with keeping it safe. So, all right. So the original Colt. The original Colt 1911 is the original. Then we have this guy. Should we go to this guy next or that guy?
Whichever one you want to do.
Okay. How about this? Kimber. Kimber, 1911. So this is another great one. And by the way, I didn't go over the pricing, but in doing some research, 1911s vary from 400 to 4,000, and maybe even higher. And of course it could be less because you know, you get a used crappy one or something, but and it could also be more with depending on what features it has or whatever. But typically between 400 and 4,000. So there's a huge range and a huge scope of pricing.
Manufacturer, caliber, all that kind of good stuff.
The year, you know, the shape it's in, you know, all that stuff, right?
I tell you what, so Jesse James, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like Motorcycle Dude. Hope you're watching, Jesse. If not, send this guy in so you can watch it. He makes phenomenal 1911s. So he is
a manufacturer?
He's a gun manufacturer out in Texas.
I didn't know that.
And he makes some really cool shit.
I mean, check that out.
One-offs. They're all one-offs. They're all handmade by him. So it is.
That's very cool.
I couldn't even imagine what the prices on those things, but yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to get you one for something. I think we have something coming up, don't we?
Anniversary.
Oh.
Saturday. Tomorrow? Sunday. Just kidding.
Sunday fun day.
Okay.
Back to the show.
So Kimber.
Yep.
Good name. High-end. Name. Kind of known for 1911s.
Yeah, they started doing 1911s and really got into custom 1911s is how they started. They were a custom shop and were really making a lot of nice guns. Not to say they don't make nice guns anymore, but now they're more into higher production stuff. So they still have some custom stuff that they do. But they're more of a high production company now.
High-end.
Not high-end, high production. Okay. They bang them out. So it's kind of like your
So they're readily available.
Or, yeah, they are. And in doing so, I find personally, this is just my own opinion, that their quality has kind of dropped a little bit because of that.
Because I know that back, you know, in the day, they were very sought after.
And that's what I'm saying. So now they do high production runs, and it's just kind of like, now their finishes and stuff like that, you know, you look at them and they're very nice.
Yeah, I like the wood furniture on the grip. So they usually, and they have some black integrated, which I really like.
I think that's one of the Rapids. We actually have that in the shop right now. We have a 9mm and a 45 ACP variant of that particular version of the Rapid. I haven't seen that
in the shop, so that's very cool looking.
Yes. So again, they do have some really nice looking stuff, and not to say they don't perform. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're bad guns. But they're not as good as they once were because not every gun is being worked on by a person. Whereas their custom stuff was.
Gotcha.
So it's still really good guns. So.
Yes, Kimber is still a very good name, and I enjoy shooting this. It's very accurate. I like it a lot. And it's the thing about 1911s. They're heavy.
Which helps on absorbing recoil.
Helps with recoil, but not the greatest carry gun.
Correct, because of that weight and
Because
size.
of the weight and the lack of capacity.
Correct, single stack.
Yeah. If it's a single stack. So Kimber is very nice. You can also see the beaver tail here, the safety, the external safety. There's the hammer.
And a lot of times you'll see some of these, and all of the ones that we have here all have skeletonized, which means that, again,
the trigger.
We got stuff taken out of the trigger and of the hammer. So on your government models, the hammer's going to be solid, the trigger's going to be solid. It's just one of those things. It adds more weight to it, and this just kind of adds takes a little weight off and kind of gets a little design flair, so it makes it a little nicer looking.
So removing any kind of weight helps out, right?
Helps out in one way and not necessarily in another, because ultimately that weight absorbs recoil.
Sure.
Ultimately, you're taking off, fractions of ounces, but
Yeah.
nonetheless,
every little bit helps. Every little bit helps, yeah.
Sorry about that.
So we got this guy. This guy, is that a 1911?
This is.
Okay, is that the Springfield? Okay.
No, this is a Ruger.
Oh, that's a Ruger. I think that was one of my first.
This was
one of my
first.
first, yes.
Yep. She put this in her hand. She's like, oh my God, I love this. I want this.
Yeah,
so
this Ruger was very nice. Right. And as you can see, when you pull the slide back, the hammer goes back, and there you go. Yep. So I'm going to release it. And so the Ruger is really nice. Actually, this one has upgraded grips. So you can change the grips out with these 2 screws on each side, and you can change them out. So these are Hogue, these are rubber.
Correct.
So it gives you a little bit of more of a grip. It helps
a little fatter.
A little fatter, a little thicker. Yep. Whereas you can also change them out to look like the others that have wood and different colors. Right. Like, and that's why, again, when we talked about collections, like we talked about different collections in a previous show, I like the difference in, like, my 3 1911s that are sitting right here all have different grips. So one has like a grip that's like a cherry wood.
1911s.
4 1911s?
Your EMP too.
Oh, okay. The Kimber has nice wood grips. The Wiley Clap Colt has like really cool, I don't even know what color it is. It's like almost like a gray wood.
Yep.
It's like gray wood. And then this one has the black rubber Hogue grips. So just different features that I like about each one of them.
And 1911s
but they all pretty much function the same.
Customizable, it's not even funny. So you have all sorts of options that you can do. So a 1911 is the style gun, but there are different barrels you can get. You can get different sights. You can get slides, you can do cuts, you can, I mean, it's
customizable.
Extremely
more than
customizable.
Other guns, like say Glock?
Well, not necessarily Glock, because I mean, Glock was meant to be custom, but the 1911 has just kind of progressed into that.
Gotcha.
Lots of competition shooters used it.
Yes, I did read about that.
So it's just been one of those guns that over time, from its conception, has really morphed. And they're very, very, very accurate guns.
Yeah.
So, and you can really tune these things like to no tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's almost like high-end cars and stuff like that. In doing so, they may not be as reliable, because if you have anything little wrong with it, it may not function properly.
Yeah, I mean, that's with any gun, really.
If you high-tune it.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's with any gun, really. All right, cool. So then we'll get into these little guys. So the carry guns. So these guys, this is an oldie that we've had for a while, and I say oldie, but they've been making this for a while. Are they making these again?
Yeah, they're still making the 938, so this is Sig Sauer.
Sig Sauer 938, 9 millimeter.
938, that's right. This particular gun, this is the Scorpion version of the gun. They don't make this particular version, I think, currently. But,
right. And the Scorpion is kind of like the FDE, and that kind of look to it.
We put a Hogue grip on that. So this is one of our personal guns. Hogue grip on it. It did come with a threaded barrel. We have the threaded barrel off of it right now. But yeah, extended magazine, so it's a 7-round magazine. It does not have the backstrap safety. So what's shown up there right now is
that's the Legion. We brought that one too. Yep.
But it does not have the backstrap safety.
Correct.
So that's one of the things. While it looks like a 1911 in every other aspect, just a really small 1911, it doesn't have the backstrap safety.
Right.
So.
Exactly. But it does have the external safety, and it's also ambidextrous.
Correct.
And it is that single action. You have to pull this back.
Trigger as well. Trigger mechanism and all that kind of stuff is the same. So it's very, very, very similar.
Yep. 6 rounds of 9. Yep. Plus 1 potentially. So very cool gun, very accurate. I love to shoot these guns. They're super accurate, and these are great for concealed carry, because again, we're a concealed carry state. So trying to find something that shoots well, that you like, that's concealable in the state of Florida. You have to try different guns and see what you like. I really enjoy these because they are compact, they are concealable, and they shoot really well, and they're accurate.
That was our carry gun. So both of these guys were our carry guns for quite some time.
Well, let's check this guy out too.
Until the Sig P 365 came out, and then we got that same
I still carry these.
gun.
I still carry this Legion.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I know what you're talking about. Capacity-wise,
7 rounds to 10, 12 rounds.
But as a person that carries every single day, the capacity also weighs it down. So my Sig 365, while I love it, 13 and 15 rounds of 9mm really does make it really heavy. So it really weighs it down. So again, the trade-off between capacity and weight and all those things do have a factor in what you carry and when you carry it. But we're blessed enough to have like all these different options because of owning Mad Dog that I'm able to like kind of try different things and see what I like. And one day I'll carry this, and one day I carry something else. So
your Ruger Max. LCP Max.
Yes. I don't have a Max yet.
I thought you did.
I want one.
Wow.
I have the LCP2.
Yes.
I still have the LCP2. That's an everyday carry of mine. All right, so the Legion. So this is also Sig Sauer. And it's considered the Legion. It's the name, it's
their
the
Legion
series.
Correct. That's their highest end trim package they do on any of their
What makes it so special? Like, what's the difference between this guy, other than the rounds, right? Because this is a P238. The other one, correct, is a P938. So that one's a 9mm. This is a 380 ACP, 380 ACP. I can definitely tell that the grip is much thinner. And I know we changed the grips out on that, but
they do make a hoe grip for that as well if you want to put a hoe grip on it. But this just has the regular grip modules on it. This particular guy has a little bit more of a flared magwell.
I'm going to let you hold it.
Thank you very much. Has a little bit more of a flared magwell here. The extension, the magazines themselves are going to be a little bit different than the normal 238s. Does have an pinky extension on it. Again, flared magwell. The finish on it is different. It's their Legion coating they put onto it. This particular guy also has their Sig night sights. So it's tritium blacked out rear and then a green tritium front sight. And then internal components are also coated with some other coatings in order to help protect the internal components. So
cool.
Trigger's a little bit different as well than your normal models, and a little bit nicer trigger. So it does have a trigger job coming directly from the factory.
Nice. Yeah, I enjoy shooting that very much. The 380 is very nice. That's the one. I don't have a 938 in the Legion. I have the 238, which is a 380. So I like both of those. They shoot really well. They do have a little bit of weight to them, which is nice for recoil, but it's also not too much like these guys that are really heavy. So great options for concealed carry. Absolutely. Granted, I understand that the Hellcats and the 365s are very popular right now because of capacity, but as I said earlier, there's a weight thing that's involved in that too.
And there's you can find some ammunition. Was it the Civil Liberty?
The Silver Liberty.
Whatever.
It's silver. They're silver. I know that. Yeah, the Liberty rounds, they're lighter.
And the RIP rounds. You can find some other rounds that maybe grain weight wise are a little bit lighter, which is also going to help lighten up that weight
I
as
have
well.
them.
So
they're still heavy.
Yes.
I get it. They weigh them down. They weigh it
down.
And again, it just depends on what you're wearing when you're carrying, just kind of how it's pulling on your clothes or what's going on. So again, weight does matter when you're concealed carrying. So, or when you're carrying in general. If constitutional carry passes, and there's something that is being talked about in Florida, but open carry would make it a lot easier for people because then it doesn't matter because you can have your outside the waistband holster and stuff like that. So I do like open carrying. I do like open carrying a lot.
It makes it so much easier.
And it's more comfortable. You don't have to worry about.
You can do that and still pull your shirt over it, and you don't have to worry about actually making sure nobody knows it's a gun. It can still kind of be hidden a little bit, but it's not as big of a deal. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like open carry, and that's definitely something that people go back and forth with, like, oh, I don't want to be in the store and my kids see, you with a gun on your hip. And I'm like,
Just know I'm going to protect you if something happens.
Yeah. It's kind of like the lady at the wedding, to be quite honest. There was a couple that we were hanging out with, and the lady said, my husband carries, he doesn't, I don't want to, I'm afraid, whatever. And she said, I'm really scared when he carries. I don't like it. I get really nervous. I'm really scared. And I'm like, why are you scared when he carries? Is he experienced? And she's like, yeah, he's experienced. I'm not. And I'm like, okay, so if he's experienced with his gun and he's carrying, it's the opposite of what you should be feeling. You should feel really safe being around somebody that has your back. God forbid some lunatic comes in, like, God forbid, what happened in Buffalo, right? You're just shopping at a store and some lunatic comes in, that you have that person that is carrying, you know, a responsibly armed citizen that is carrying their own firearm, that is trained and can defend you and other people. And so, you know, she was like, huh, that's interesting. She never thought of it that way because she's afraid of guns, and she's not trained and she doesn't feel comfortable, which is fine. You know, it's not for everybody. But instead of fearing it, you know, and being afraid that he's carrying, you know, be confident that as long as he's trained, he's the one that's protecting you. And that's a really good thing to think about. Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. So cool.
And he was prior military. So he had been around them, but he had been around guns his whole life. So I mean, it's one of those things. His father, him and I had a good conversation.
I'm sure you did, because I couldn't talk.
We had a really good conversation, and ultimately his father really instilled a lot of gun safety into him at a young age, just for the fact of that time period. So they're considerably older than us. I shouldn't say considerably, but they're a little bit older.
I hope they're not watching.
Sorry, guys. A little bit older than us, but you know, it's one of those things. It's, you know, back in the day that everybody learned about that kind of stuff, and it's not so much nowadays.
Yeah, there was like gun stuff in schools, like rifle class in school. I know my mom told me she had to shoot a rifle. Yeah, she had to shoot a rifle
in high school and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah, I think there are still some schools that actually do it, believe it or not.
I hope so.
I think they should, honestly. But yeah. So moving on.
So we got one more of
the 1911s.
Yep, that's your 1911.
So this guy is, I think, the newest guy. I don't think that I've shot this yet.
I don't think you have either. Okay. So this is going to be the newest guy. That's also a 9mm.
Springfield Armory.
Springfield Armory EMP. Okay. And this they call the fastback. And that is from this little, like right
indent.
There. So this little area right here, the fastback. So
what does that do?
So it cuts down on, you know, if you think about when you're carrying it. So this is one of those areas that sticks out a little bit further. So they kind of curve that
in the
off
holster
in order to kind of help imprinting a little bit less. Okay. So, but it is 9mm, phenomenal little gun. Again, she hasn't shot it yet, but it's a great little gun, and I can't wait for her to shoot it.
Is this like carbon fiber? It looks like carbon fiber.
It's G10. Okay. So the grips are G10. It's just the check ring on it kind of makes it look like that, but it's not necessarily carbon fiber.
Gotcha.
But phenomenal. Springfield Armory makes a great 1911. Yeah. So really nice.
I can't wait to shoot it. I have not done it yet. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah. And I actually never noticed that little, what is it called?
Fastback.
Fastback portion of it. So that's pretty cool.
And a lot of manufacturers do that. So it's not like it's just to Springfield Armory. So there's several of them that do it.
Yeah, because that's actually very accurate when I'm carrying, and that's definitely an issue when it's sticking out. It sticks out a little bit, yeah.
Fastback helps on kind of keeping that down a little bit.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And with it being a 9mm, the grip isn't as big as well. So, you know, some of the times for some of the female shooters, it's nice because it's not as big as the 45. So
not necessarily me.
Correct.
Because of my hand size.
She's got little man hands.
Oh. Now say 3 nice things. All right. So, so those are the 1911s, and then we did the carry guns. So then we brought 2 other ones that are in the family, in the general family of 1911s, but they're not 1911s. One of them being so the Browning. High power? Browning high power.
Start with that, guys, because Browning designed both guns.
Oh my gosh.
So he just did, there was some
My big man hands feel so good in the
I said little man hands, not big man hands, by the way.
Okay.
So when he designed this.
Go ahead.
Magazine safety. Oh, hey.
Magazine safety.
Yep.
Is that what that is right here?
No, usually it's going to be, it'll be inside the gun, but it has to do with actual magazine.
So I just noticed this thing right here.
Yep. So that is just for the spring tension.
Cool.
So
the Browning high power does not have a grip safety.
Correct.
And the 1911 does.
Correct.
Okay. It's also lighter and has better recoil management, from what this says.
Correct.
Typically, the 2011 is, oh no, that's not the 2011.
This is not the 2011.
Okay, I'm reading the wrong one.
Yep.
So, never mind. It doesn't have a grip safety as the 1911 does.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, barrel length, stuff like that, very similar. Again, Browning made both of these. So this is a double stack.
Okay.
Whereas the 1911 was not a double stack.
I could feel it in the grip. It's very chunky.
So the grip is a little bit fatter. But he did do a lot of other things very similarly. Trigger-wise, he does have a different trigger. So the trigger is actually run from the top as opposed to run through the grip. So minor differences, and I'm sure he had reasons for doing what he did. You know, he's not alive, so I can't ask him why he did them. But nonetheless, still a very accurate gun. Again, 9mm as opposed to 45.
Does it come in 45?
It does not.
Okay.
So, not to my knowledge anyway.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Now, there might be newer variants, but originally when it was created, it was a 9mm. And again, that was a 45, but in the 1911s now, you can find it in 45, 10mm, 9mm, 380, 357 Magnum.
10 mil.
So, and yeah, I think I said 10. Anyway, but 357 Magnum, one manufacturer does that, Kunin, which is, it's really it's a cool aspect. I like that. We ordered a couple for
during the pandemic. I
customer.
think it was. Yeah.
And it took a while to get some of the stuff because they were having some issues. Yeah,
it took like 6 months or something stupid. Yeah.
So
their manufacturing times were ridiculous.
Right. We ordered one for the shop as well when I was ordering it.
Yeah.
And I ended up canceling the order because it was just taking so long.
Yeah, we ordered 2 and we only got 1. And it took that long and the customer was not happy.
When I got his in, I was like, this is
worth the wait?
it.
Oh, you weren't impressed.
I was not impressed at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kunin.
Yeah.
But just it wasn't anything special other than the fact that it was a 357 Magnum.
Right. It's the chambering.
So that was the only. But other than that, everything seemed very, very, very simple. There was no. Again, I put in my hand.
You weren't like, wow.
No,
yeah. Because
like
some of these
guns, you put in your hand, you're like, wow. Oh, this.
I was just going to say that. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's true.
Tolerances, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah. You can just tell, and that's why we tell people to come into the shop when you're trying to find the right gun for you. You know, come into the shop, no matter, you know.
You got to put them in your hands.
You got to put them in your hands because you'll know when you know.
Like, oh,
I know, and that's why a lot of these that we pick up, we really like.
Yeah.
That's why we own them. Because we really like the way they feel in our hands.
And it doesn't take long.
No.
I mean, you know, before you're like, I don't know if I like it or not, and now we have enough knowledge and we've dealt with it so much that when you go to, you know, there's a couple things you put in your hand, you do a rack on it, you're like, wow, this is
right.
Yeah, it's like butter.
It's like butter.
Yeah. So back to the Browning high power.
Yes, the Browning high power. So it's named after Browning, who started in the 1911s. Is that correct?
Well, Browning was a manufacturer.
Okay.
So,
he's a dude, but he's also a manufacturer.
Yep. And the Browning high power was kind of his thing that he did under the Browning label, as opposed to designing a gun for Colt.
Gotcha.
So,
cool. Yeah, that's a very cool gun, very good grip. I love having that in my hand. It feels really good. The look of it, the feel of it. It is chunky. Again, it's not really the greatest concealed carry gun, only due to the fact of the size, the thickness of the grip, and you know. But again, it's probably very accurate. This is another one I have not shot. I really need to get to the range more. Well, I am at the range all the time. I'm just not the one shooting. But the length of the barrel
piece when we got it because it's in really good condition. It hasn't been shot much.
Okay.
It's a little older gun.
Oh.
So it's one of those.
So it's more collector.
Yeah.
Got it.
Anything else?
Okay. Cool. So. Very nice. I like the Browning high power. It's very cool looking. And then the last one we're going to go over is the 2011. The 2011. I want to say.
Yep.
I don't know. It just sounds weird saying 2011 for me because it's so comes off the tongue very easily, the 1911. But this just sounds wrong, like saying 2011 to me. I don't know why. But this is the 2011, or it is, what's the brand?
Pantera.
Pantera.
The SPS.
Yes, so the Pantera 2011, it's a 9mm.
Yep.
And this is the modular framed 1911 that is light and has better recoil management.
Yep.
Typically, it is known to be smoother and a better shot than the 1911.
Yep.
Typically allows you to change the whole grip, whereas the 1911 only allows you to change the grip panels. So you can take that whole grip off and change it, whereas the 1911 are just the panels like we talked about with those 2 screws on each side. So tell us a little bit about this guy. That's definitely a double stack.
So it is a double stack 9mm.
Okay.
So, and the action on it is just, it's so smooth, it's not even funny.
And it's lighter than a 1911, a little bit? Not really? Okay.
If we put it on a scale, I'm sure it would be. I mean, in feeling it, not necessarily. But barrel-wise, this has a bull barrel on it, and what that means is there's a little bit more meat on it, and that allows it to get a little hotter and not lose accuracy. So that bull barrel adds a little bit more weight as well. So, but this is a nice little competition gun. This particular one has an adjustable sight, rear sight, fiber optic front sight, again, backstrap safety and ambidextrous manual safety. And it does have the skeletonized trigger, and I see a little screw in here, so it does have an adjustable trigger on it as well.
Okay.
Which I didn't realize that until I was just looking at it right now.
There you go.
So the trigger pull on this thing, it can get down to next to nothing as far as like, it doesn't take much for that thing to go off at all.
Very nice.
But yeah.
It has the flared magwell.
It does. So this is more of a competition gun.
Okay.
For sure.
How many rounds does this carry? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay. I'm
So,
just curious.
probably
Sometimes it's
18.
stamped, but it's pretty thick magazine, so I was thinking
It's
probably
gonna be 16
18
to 18.
or so.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a pretty nice gun, the 2011.
Yep.
It has that beaver tail backstrap.
Yep.
As well.
Several manufacturers out there doing the 2011s. John Wick movie.
Oh, that's right.
Made this very
He used it.
household name.
Yep.
Terran Tactical does some 2011s. I'm having a brain fart on one of the other manufacturers that does really, really nice 2011s. But yeah.
Yeah, the Pantera. Is it an
This is the
Italian? I don't
Pantera.
know why I'm thinking a Pantera is like Italian. Is it made? Is it Italian?
It is Italian.
Okay,
Yep.
I was
And
thinking that.
I didn't check, but there
Yeah.
was a old car manufacturer, Pantera. I don't know if it's the same company or not. Who knows? Because stranger things have happened.
Maybe that's where it sounds
Yes,
familiar to me,
car,
a
from your
Pantera.
car
Okay,
background, yes.
so Italian car. Okay, yeah.
Sure enough.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like my Vespa.
Ah, no, the Vespa's way fucking cooler. Sorry.
I mean, my
Yeah.
Vespa. I can't
It's
wait.
like I've never wanted a Vespa more in my life.
Right.
Right.
I
No,
mean,
it's-
I can't handle it.
Yeah.
It's so
but
amazing.
that's the only Vespa I'd be driving.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah,
Abs-
absolutely.
There are no others.
That's correct.
For sure.
So we're gonna have to mock one of those up, I guess.
I mean, we really do have to. Good thing, like our Largo store is in with a scooter store, like in the shopping center.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to talk to them. Hey, Michelle, if you
That's
got
right.
a Vespa that we can do a few modifications.
Yeah, absolutely.
to.
Can we manufacture this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it would be great on it, like a Lewis 1914.
Lewis machine gun? Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
That is a very cool gun.
Yep.
But what was on that? I didn't even look and see
It's
what.
a recoilless rifle.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, I mean, those are the ones that we brought today, the 1911, the 2011, and the Browning High Power. And then also, of course, the concealed carry guns, the 938, the P938, the P238.
Kimber makes a lot of these, the Micro 9s,
Yes.
and then their Micro 380s. Springfield Armory makes the 911.
Yeah.
Smith & Wesson makes the new
Smith & Wesson, I don't know.
Yeah,
they make one that
have
looks
the
like this?
They have a 9.
I haven't
they
seen
have
it.
the 9mm variant that just came out, and it's a little double stack.
Well, they're getting on board. That's good. You were talking about the Kimber, so it basically looks exactly like this, just in that size.
Correct.
Literally, it looks just
all
like this.
all sorts of different finishes and
Yeah.
stuff like that, like Kimber normally does.
Yeah, you could do all
yeah.
black, like all, you can
All sorts of good
customize it.
stuff.
But yeah, these
So,
are really
yes.
great.
Yeah.
So super accurate. I love the 1911. It shoots really nicely. And I'm a big fan. So comes in all different calibers. So definitely check out the website and come into the shop.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Yep.
Cool. All right, well, if you're just joining us, rewind and rewatch the rest of the show.
Rewind for about 49 minutes.
And we're talking about 1911s, but thank you for watching Tactical Talk with Mad Dog Armory. I'm Jillian. I'm not Shad.
No,
I'm Jillian,
I'm Shad.
and that's Shad.
And I'm
And
wearing, oh boy.
we're very
Get the call.
happy.
Sorry, Jen. We'll have to talk to you
We're
in a minute.
very happy to be joining you today. Definitely follow us on social media, YouTube, and all that good stuff. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yep.
We are very passionate about the Second Amendment, and we love to pass this information along to you. So definitely do all that stuff I just said, so you can support us and we can spread the word. All right, so I wanted to just touch base real quick on the store raffle that we're having as well.
Oh.
Did I mention that?
We did not.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I mentioned it earlier or
Yep.
not, because sometimes I go out of order. So if you are local to the Tampa Bay area, definitely going to want to stop into our South Tampa location, because we're doing a raffle, and you can win an AR-15.
Yep.
It is a Black Rain Ordnance.
Yep.
The model is a Bro, B-R-O,
Yep,
15. So Bro 15.
Billet upper and lower, OD green. It's a really nice firearm.
Yes.
Really nice firearm.
Yep.
So
our new manager, Freddie, he's fantastic, and our South Tampa location.
Fantastic Freddie.
Fantastic Freddie.
Oh boy.
Oh, Freddie. Okay, I'm going to change his name in my phone to Fantastic Freddie. He's fantastic. Stop by and say hi. But he came up with this idea to raffle off a gun, and I thought that was amazing. He's like, I just want to engage customers more, and so he's really good at that. And we were all about it. We're like, let's do it. So you can raffle, get into the raffle. It's $10.
$10
a ticket,
and we're only doing 200 tickets.
Right. And then as soon as the 200th ticket is sold, that next Tactical Talk show that we do, we're going to announce the winner right here for you.
We're going to draw the winner and announce the winner.
Correct. So we'll do that for you as soon as we sell 200 tickets. Last ticket is sold. And they're doing really well. It's only been a couple of days. So get in for your chance for sure.
Sure enough.
And it's a really great gun. We own a Black Rain. We own a couple.
We do. Yes.
Yeah, and
we own the white AR-10 and we own AR-15.
Yes, big fan of Black Rain. They have very nice products.
Very good product.
And the white one that we've brought on a couple of times.
The stormtrooper-looking little guy that you like.
Yep, that's Black Rain. That's the manufacturer. Sure. So if you want to do a little research, Black Rain Ordnance is the manufacturer. Bro 15 is the model in OD green, and our South Tampa location is doing the raffle.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that. So check that out. All right, so I guess we're ready for the new segments. If you're ready, you tell me.
Sure.
What do you think? Should we do it?
I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go to our new segment, which is New Shit with Shad, and we're ready.
Roll it. $1911. Hello, welcome back.
Yes.
It's New Shit with Shad.
Yes.
So we talked about the Browning High Power, and in doing so, there are a couple manufacturers recently that announced basically new variants of the Browning High Power. FN, so it's the FN High Power, which is on your screen right here. We have not seen any in the shop yet, but again, this is something that's very, very new. But sharp as hell looking gun. I mean,
really
FN,
sharp looking.
FN did a really, really nice job on it for sure.
Not a typical looking FN at all.
No, no.
Really different.
Yep, most of their stuff is going to be the polymer stuff. They make the SCAR, they make the PS90, your FNX 45 Tactical, which we have that. Their 509s. Lots of nice guns. They do make some nice guns, but this is definitely not your typical 4.7-inch barrel, 9mm, safety. I mean, it's a high power, but it's their version of the high power. Looks phenomenal. Can't wait to get some in the shop. We will probably end up with one of those ourselves.
Just what we need.
Yeah. What's one more at this point? And then we also have Springfield Armory, who came out with their SA35, which again is basically a Browning high power.
Nice looking. Very nice looking.
So. Again, I'm a big Springfield fan, but I think I like the FN just a smidge better as far as... Now, I can't wait to put them in my hands.
Sure.
Want to put them in my hands and kind of feel it, touch it, feel the lockup, all that kind of good stuff. But, the SA35, very basic sights on it, right? Fixed sights. I think the FN their sight picture might be a little bit better, but we have several special orders for this already. People looking for this guy. I think we actually just got one in the shop. One. Already spoken for.
Gotcha.
It went to a gentleman over in our Tampa location, and then we have two more people waiting there, and 3 more people in the Largo location waiting for those suckers to come in. But yeah,
very cool. All right.
So yeah.
Well, there you go. Anything else for New Shit with Shad?
That's pretty much right now in regards to kind of what we're talking about. There is kind of some new stuff that's been trickling out, but nothing of any like, oh my God, kind of thing. So, yeah.
Very
Today,
cool.
that's it.
Today, that's it.
That's it.
We definitely weren't sure if we were going to be able to film today because of my voice.
Correct.
So we kind of thought, okay, we're sitting there looking in our safe like we do every week. Like, what are we going to talk about this week? And right on the wall of our safe, not the wall, the door. Thank you. On the inside of the door is where I keep the 1911s and the Pantera is not in the door, I don't think. But the 1911s, they're all sitting up there, and he started grabbing something else, and I was like, you know what? let's talk 1911s today. So definitely wanted to touch on these, tell you a little bit about them, because a lot of times people don't know what a 1911 is. I didn't even know what a 2011 was. I've heard it before, but it just sounded weird. And I'm like, what's a 2011? Not even realizing we had one in the safe.
Very, very, very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I can tell even by looking at that, that looks more competition to me than the Browning.
Correct.
Is that more?
Yeah, the Browning was designed more, again, it was designed a long time ago.
Yeah.
So again, it was more of a military style, you know, when Browning was creating that. This particular gun was really, really created for competition, the 2011.
Yeah.
So, and for John Wick.
Right, and John Wick. I mean, anything he uses can't be bad, right? Because he's such a badass.
That's right.
Well, if there's any of these that you like and that you want us to get for you, please reach out. Let us know. Stop in the shops. We'd be more than happy to, if it's something that the new shit with Shad, that we're getting in slowly as they're coming in, they're coming available. You got to get on our list so we can get you that next one. Like Shad said, there's one that came in. Somebody was on that list. You're the first one that's going to get the first one that comes in.
If you give us money, you're at the top of the list.
Of course.
So
yes,
just saying. So he did give us some money down on the gun.
So he jumped ahead.
Well, actually, he was the oldest one on there. He was the oldest one, and he gave us some money. So that was that.
Yeah, because supply chain issues and things, you know, are still happening. So definitely let us know what you're looking for, and we'll look out for it. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us with Tactical Talk, and we will see you next Friday at 6. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
And bye.